How do I do this? Or is that working by itself? I think we're working. Okay. How do I see the chat? That is a chat. That's the chat. I don't know. Here? Can I talk? Does that work? I don't see chat. I don't get how I see the chat. I have no idea. Well, let's bring this over. How do I see the chat? Sign into chat? I already did this stuff though. There. Work. Okay, try that again. Resend the code. Here. Yes, it's me. And does that work now? Hello, everyone. Hey, it works now. Screwdriver and bits. got one person. That's just me. Okay. Now, oh, there's the chat. Okay. Close OBS. Discord on the far monitor. Okay. Two in here now. Welcome. Currently working on a faceplate to attach the joystick. There we go. One now. Perfect. Son of a bitch, I forgot to put the piece on. Okay. Oh, for the solder. Keypad, ribbon cable. Fuck did that go? A micro. Okay. Pro micro time. 1, 2, 3 for the adapter board. I have clips. Damn. I don't need this then. All I need is that. Hello. Welcome. Just building mods right now. Currently assembling the Pro Micro adapter board. My day is good. How's yours? This is an adapter board because I modify the Razer Tartarus. So here's a Tartarus, and I've designed and swapped out the original keypad into a hot swap keypad, so you can pick any key that you want and put it on here. From that, we have a ribbon cable that goes inside to control everything, and it in turn uses a joystick. So this is a TMR stick instead of the stock D-pad that it comes with. Ultimately, and in this one, it's a wireless, so we took a wired keypad and turned it into wireless. So that's what I game on. But right now we're building mods and soldering all the components together right now. Have you seen any of the videos? There was a big break, and there was the 3 years I didn't post because I had a child, but we're getting back into it now, and this is the start of the stream. The more to come. Have you used the Razer Tartarus before, or just popped in because it came online? I just saw nobody is here, and so I joined. So, oh well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I'm a little boring as I'm just building electronics right now, but in the future we'll have our gaming time. I don't know where to look. Uh, yeah, so what this does, this is a Pro microcontroller. It can be programmed as a keyboard, a macro pad, a game pad, and an X input device, which would be an Xbox controller. So the computer sees it as a controller. This way, um, when you're building the mod, you've got the joystick for movement in games, you get your keyboard keys to bind what you want, and your mouse. You kind of get the best of everything. Am I an engineer? I am not an engineer. I am nowhere near smart enough to do that. But I do like the mod stuff. So over time, I've built things just kind of have fun and expand. But the original mod was like this. So I found the hot swap was good. The adapter board on the bottom, I separate it into two parts. So that's why it looks like this and like this. Reason for it is if you wanted to go from a wired mod using this one to a wireless using this one, you just swap out one board, put the new one in, and you upgrade your kit from there. So very easy mod to do, but also very easy to upgrade. And because it's connected by a ribbon cable, there's no soldering required. So you simply flick the latch up, attach your ribbon cable, close it back down, and it's secure. So for people who don't know how to solder or build electronics, it was designed this way so it's easy to upgrade, easy to fix, easy to repair. And then on the same side, there's another ribbon cable that plugs into the back of the joystick. So if you were to go from an analog stick to Hall effect to TMR, or if your stick breaks, you just unhook it, put a new one back in, and close your device back up, and you're back to prime. Cool concept. Thank you. It took a while to get to where it is now, and I'm slowly putting videos out to showcase everything that's new. But yeah, we're getting there. We're expanding. We've got different microcontrollers we want to use. Well, I want to use, but we have a Discord server as well. That people can come in and see everything that's new and fresh. So we've got like two feather boards. We've got a larger ESP32 board. We've got a dev kit for a Teensy board. We've got a giant Arduino board. We have a nice Nano. This makes Bluetooth as well, and it's significantly smaller, so you can see how I can make everything shrunken down. So these ones we haven't created an adapter board for yet, but they will eventually have one just like this with its own ribbon cable connectors, and then more I can ship out. So this mod here ships out worldwide, so that's fun. It's cool. We've went to Uh, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, China, Finland, Denmark, Germany, Austria, Canada, US, England, Brazil, Argentina, and the Philippines so far. So it's gone global around the world. And then what was cool about this mod is you have the ability using this connector here to connect to a joystick. But you can also change this out and connect a VR touchpad. So instead of the joystick here, you have a VR touchpad that sits in place. Which can also be used as a mouse and a joystick as well. And it can be on wired and the wireless version using the VR touchpad. Is your stuff globally recognized? It's globally recognized when people come into the Discord server. And just slowly getting out there now with the new YouTube videos. Hey, we got 4 people in here. Thanks for being here. As I talk my ear off. Yeah, so it's fun. It's come a long way. And then in our Discord server, we also have other people who've got the mod, modified it themselves, and built new stuff with it. Because what's cool about this here, you can take the adapter, the ribbon cable, put it into its own adapter, like this, and wire it up to any other board that someone else may choose. So if they want to use something that supports QMK, which is like a keyboard firmware, I don't physically know how to use it, but I like to try to learn things. It's something in the future I want to do. But yeah, they can take it, move it to any other microcontroller that I'm not using, but still build it around because it's not locked into one specific device. It can be on many different things. I hope it's going to be successful in the future. It's got to a point now where if I were to sell 1-2 a week, it pays for a good chunk of the bills, and it's not overly expensive. It can go anywhere around the world for about $30 of shipping. To the States is a bit harder because of tariffs and customs and everything. But that's kind of the price to pay down in the States. I remember when I could ship to the US for $10. Now it's about 30, and then the buyer has to pay customs and tariffs on top of that, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so if I were to show and to cover up the person's name who ordered, but the hot swap keypad here cost 23. The Pro Micro and adapter board here cost 20. Everything's already pre-soldered, so that cost is included into it. And then the joystick, depending on which one you want, I'll pull up some here. That's the analog joystick. Then we have the TMR joysticks. This is Hall Effect. And then we have the upgraded analog Hall Effect, TMR Hall Effect. This is like the souped up everyone. The price difference between them is all of, where are we again here? $5? Yeah, $5. So we got $15, $20, and $25. Yeah, so very small increases for the quality that you get as an improvement. I don't live in the US. Where do you live? Where are you from? Thanks for joining. The Hall effect does not have stick drift. That's because in our code, well, the code I wrote, Malaysia, welcome. Okay, so the code was written in the way that every single time the mod is plugged in, it goes through an auto calibration process where it auto detects its max range for up, down, left, and right and centers the joystick exactly in that position. So if you did get a little bit of stick drift and wear and tear over use, when you replug it in, it will recalibrate itself and fix that stick drift, and you'll know that you won't see it again. Now, for a fun fact, PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 controllers had an auto calibration setting built in. They got rid of it for PlayStation 3, 4, and 5. This in turn had people buy new controllers because they thought they couldn't fix it. Any joystick you get, whether it's an analog, Hall effect, or TMR, doesn't always center exactly in the center, which is why you need a software or firmware like what I've coded to bring it to where exactly it needs to be. Yeah, so have you ever thought of like as a kid you sat there with your controller and you started spinning the joysticks? You were supposed to do that. It was in the user manual. Most people don't know that. Yeah, so PlayStation corrected its own stick drift, which is why we never heard of it for PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 when the analog sticks came out. Correct. So it's not a rubber runoff. What happens with an analog joystick is inside there's moving components. So what happens is you get two components that rub against each other, and over time they wear down because the pads aren't stiff anymore. And that's why you'll see the stick slowly drift and you'll move in game. For a Hall effect stick in TMR, it's a magnetic sensor. So it says, am I close? Am I far away? There's no moving parts anymore, which is why stick drift is eliminated in these newer style sticks. Now you can get wear and tear on a Hall effect. You could be super rough and break the stick and it becomes all floppy that way and it doesn't really work. But over time, like any kind of electronic, it will start to just like wear itself out. But you have a significantly higher life expectancy on any stick when it's a Hall effect or TMR. It's not inside the controller, it's inside the analog stick. So if I were to take this apart right now on each one of these pads, so this is your X and Y axis, there's two components in there, little rings that rub against. PlayStation has monopoly, which is why they're charging so high. But you do get a lot of people who take their controllers, get the TMR sticks, and they replace it themselves. There's a lot of YouTube videos on that as well. Yeah, you'll get other companies that design their controllers with a TMR stick automatically built in. Yeah, PlayStation, their controllers are just stock analog stick. And even when you get like the new PS5 Pro controller, where the stick you can pop out and put a new one in, it's still analog. So some people would take those as well and rework it so it's a TMR in those. And it's easier to do a little board replacement than open up the entire controller that way too on a PS5 Pro stick. No, it's not Hall Effect. I wish it was Hall Effect, but then they would charge even more. Like PlayStation charges $30 here in Canada for their analog stick replacement, where my Hall Effect stick I charge 25. It just shows that a small kind of business hobby style can provide something that's superior to an analog stick for a lower price. And that's why PlayStation has a monopoly and they can charge whatever they want. I don't have it around me, or I'd show you what I mean. I don't have it here. It's somewhere. Yeah, big companies can, in a sense, do what they want, and it sucks that way. Now, PlayStation controllers are significantly easier to repair. 30 Canadian dollars can buy a new controller in Malaysia. That's insane. Damn. Are other things more expensive though then? 16 USD for a new controller. Wow. I mean, if you learn to fix controllers, you can make a ton of money yourself installing TMR sticks. Wow. That is cheap. A new controller here is wildly expensive. The PS5 DualSense here in Canada costs $270. Which is about 192 United States dollars. Let's see how much that costs here. Game Sir Nova like 2. Okay, so it's 40 Canadian here for me if I were to buy that one. Oh, that one comes with Hall Effect. Hall Effect joysticks triggers 2.4 gig G and wired 1000 polling rate. not a bad looking controller though. FC, football, like soccer. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, there's some stuff here. It's like my town FC club, so I figured it was the same. Nice. Not a big sports game person. I'd rather go play it. But then again, I have a 3-year-old, so I don't get out much anymore. Uh, oh, that's very cheap. Very cheap. I get a lot of the free Epic games nowadays in Prime because my son takes all my money. It's all hobby. Yep. I started 6 years ago, and I would take hand files and file all the plastic weight to kind of shove a joystick in and kind of wedge it together and hold. And then I got to the point where I wanted everything to be a lot more clean and clear, and crisp looking, and that's where I redesigned all the boards, so people can do it that way too and make it the ease of use that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, it's all just personal hobby, learning as I go. A lot of challenges along the way. The biggest project I took on was a disabled veteran that wanted to game and they only had access to one hand. So that's where I turned the touchpad into a mouse. So he had a mouse and keyboard all in one hand for himself. So by far the most rewarding project, but very time consuming on how much I had to learn. Cool, but incredibly stressful. Yeah, and then using that touchpad, I made it wireless as well for people who want to be mobile with it. Everything. There, once I understood what I was doing, it became significantly easier, which is why I can port it into new projects. But trying to learn something from scratch, closer to the beginning of when I started, that Kind of lit the fire underneath my ass to learn more. But again, very rewarding. And because I've got that out there now, I can present it to other people who might be disabled and need things as well. If I learn more, you'll start to push more, to face more challenges. That is very correct. I've slowly gone into different kind of sections on what I can do with this mod. I started originally just building the mods, and then I started learning coding, and then from coding I was learning how to design and build the PCBs, and from there I started to learn 3D CAD design to design parts. So now I can take a standard faceplate from the Tartarus and switch it out because we redesigned that faceplate. So we just pop the old one on, put this one here in place, and close everything back up. Oh, not to flip you up, just pushing it up. The only thing that's 3D printed is the faceplate. We redesigned that one so it can pop back in. And then I also provide two little starter joystick thumbsticks instead of the standard dome in case someone wants a different height for their mod for what's most comfortable. Yeah, that faceplate took a few years to learn, and it was built with myself and another member in the Discord server on the channel. We both worked on it together, and it became a product that's purchased widely now after all the work that was put into it. That it is on in the works. We're trying to have different styles. If that makes any sense on what we can present to people. Depends if we lower the joystick more into the body, we can create more of a dome so it's protected from dust and everything as well. There's so many ideas and the little time to get everything done. I mean, I feel successful the second I can help one person, but I appreciate that. I wish I could help everyone bring their old device back to life with my kit. That'd be great. And then find more devices to rework. Perfect. That one's done. Yeah, most of the time people come into the server. Oh, it's over there. It's because the stock Razer Tartarus comes with a D-pad, and the switches in there are micro mouse switches, and they fail very easy. And when they stop working, instead of buying a new device every so often, people will come in here, and that's where they'll get my joystick. So it helps me put stuff out there to the public to help them fix their stuff and make it even better than it was before. Because for some reason, big companies are allergic to money and don't want to fix issues that people keep saying. So I did it myself. There's a lot of people who like the design of the Tartarus, and they dislike that it breaks so easy. So I just want to make it better, improve it, and help people. And who knows, if Razer ever designs something new that has a joystick and I can find ways to improve that new device as well, I'm going to do it. Okay, his order. Keypad. Ribbon cable. Pro micro. Adapter board. Ribbon cable. Joystick. Face plate. Trace outline. 2 sticks. Program it now. And then that order is done. To be honest, I don't know how to set that up. It's just kind of people see the YouTube channel and they go from there, and that's when they join the Discord. I don't know how to set up anything else. Some things I'm a little bit more knowledgeable in, some things I'm very dumb to. That would be one of them. Okay. That order is done. Kit number 3. Summer, it's depends on where you live. There's a lot of wildfires right now, getting people kicked out of their homes. Um, if you're going for Eastern or Western Canada, like British Columbia or Newfoundland PEI, their summers are a lot more calm. But if you're more in the center, Ontario and stuff, their summers are a little more hot because they don't have that cool air coming from the ocean. Um, but here, I enjoy the heat. My partner and child despise it. So I shove them inside and I go out when I'm able. But we can get like plus 40, like 40 degrees Celsius on like feels like. It's not always that temperature though. It's usually around mid 30s when it's hot for us. That's crazy. Oh, I'd be cooked a lot. You kind of get used to it though. What's the average temperature in Malaysia? 26 to 27 degrees is the average temperature. For me, where are you then? Ours lowlands and coastal areas. No, Google's wrong. Google's lying. Ooh, 80% humidity. That is rough. You get wet and you stay wet. Ours is decent, but nothing like that. Five-minute walk. You can expect having a sauna outside. Yeah, some days we get like that, but not 80% humidity. Weather Network says 26 degrees Celsius, but feels like 32 degrees Celsius in Malaysia right now. It's currently GNG. I have no idea what that stands for. Oh, nighttime air. Yeah. Oh, that's what it means. I'm at a loop on that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's 25 degrees here. What do we feel like? Feels like 27 degrees Celsius. we are below our normal temperatures. And the more you learn, the more you know. For me, it's like nighttime is around 26 or 28. So your nighttime is what my daytime feels like right now. But our nighttime here drops substantially. Like we're around at nighttime here right now 13, 14 degrees Celsius at night. Yeah, a little light sweater weather here at night. Yeah, it's nice. Because you can go for walks at that time and you don't sweat. Canada. I've been to Canada and United States. That's it. And we all know how President Trump is right now. Yeah. That man is wild. Let's talk. Yeah. Some days you wish it wasn't so crazy, but you can't change that. I mean, you gotta think of how much she's doing to purposely manipulate the market, though. Yep. He wants something crazy enough, he's gonna do it. Make any nation look bad, and then try and capitalize on it. I mean, he threatened us with a higher tariff because our wildfire smoke went into the US. He whined like a little baby. If he gets upset at anything, he whines. That's just who he is. I think it's stupid. It made my mod here more expensive for people in the US. I dislike that. For what country air? Oh, it's us. He's bitching at us because our smoke went into the US. It made their beach days uncomfortable. What the hell is that? I mean, there's a lot about the United States that's good. I think under the right leadership, it will thrive again. The amount of opportunity in the States, especially for like my mod stuff, would be amazing. I don't have that opportunity. Exactly. Lots of pro and cons everywhere. There's times where I consider partnerships around the world just to get the mod out easier. Because, like, right now it takes about, depending on if you're going standard ground shipping, it can take anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks on slow mail to get the mod to places in like Europe and EU. But if you pay for standard tracking, it could be there in, 10 a week to 10 days. Yeah, well, that's when they pick the slowest option though, because it's the cheapest price. It can get mostly anywhere in the world in a week with no issues if they pick that option. How much is my mod in Canadian dollars? Is that what you're asking? How I'm saying the delivery fees. Okay, well, I shipped two packages to Germany and the Netherlands, and they were like 36 Canadian to go to both. I also have a partnership with Canada Post to ship it out easier. That's the quick option though too. Of course, the more you pay, the faster it's going to be. They monopolize that too. That'd be great if it was $2. Yeah, when I order PCBs, I get them from China, and it's got to go China into the U.S. and then down to the U.S. and then up into Canada. So shipping takes a while. Take around 9 days. Oh, I can get my stuff here from China to Canada in 9 days. you want the free option? 20 days. Yeah. Yeah, mine's always flown because it's further. Have a good night, man. Thanks for being here and talking with me as I make some mods. Have a good night. There we go. All right, I'm going for lunch. Take care for now.